What's good, Leo? This is Soul from Intuitive Tarot here to look at your week ahead starting June 9th, 2025. Leo, I hope all is well. Welcome any new subscribers to my channel. Definitely appreciate you. The deck that I'm using, of course, will always be listed in the description box. Not reading any reversals, just going to cleanse the energies from during Cancer's messages for the week. And I'm going to focus on what's coming up and surrounding Leo for the upcoming week. What is the potential energy for Leo? What is Leo? What is in store for Leo, I should say? What does Leo have to look forward to? All right, let's cut the deck. Or I guess I should be saying, I guess it's Pride Month, so happy Pride to anyone who celebrates Pride. Um, I know there's a lot of activity and stuff that's going around throughout the country and stuff, so, happy Pride. Actually, I should have used my Pride deck. Anyway, first card and energy here for you, Leo. All right, so this is a no drama week for my Lions. Okay, you're not dealing with the shit this week. You dealt with it. Now, like I said, with the Eight of Cups, it doesn't necessarily mean that you dealt with eight emotional things. No, it could have been just one instance of something, and could have been just a coworker, a family member, or that some sort of discourse going on with a relationship. Well, you dealt with it, and this week you don't want to deal with it. You're putting it behind you, so this is a no drama week for you. Eight of Cups. Up next is the Six of Cups. All right, so going down memory lane, feeling nostalgic. People that are currently still living around you that you may not have seen in a long period of time may be thinking about you, Leo, reaching out to you, just to catch up. Family members, friends, of course, and it also could be anyone that you were linked with romantically from your past. For other Leos that I'm reading for, it could be that you're thinking of someone or memorializing someone who is no longer here. They're over in spirit, and I always assign the dates of the week. So we're going to say June 9th through maybe the 15th. Okay, that may be involving their passing date or their birth date. Even number of cups, though, for other situations. So emotionally, what you give this week, Leo, is what you're going to give back. Again, following the Eight of Cups, I just said no drama weeks for Leo. Up next, now we have the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords here. Be careful with the Eight of Swords. It could be tricky. I always tell you guys that. Making sure that if you're dealing with something specific, deal with it. Reduce the conflicting energies that you may be surrounded by. But the typical meanings of the Eight of Swords is having to, draw up some sort of fears or doubt situations. It could be suspicion involving anything, okay? Anxiety, sleepless nights. Here you see she's surrounded by the swords. She's, blindfolded and she's wrapped up. You're not trapped. You can see yourself always out of any situation given to you. I also read the Eight of Swords that for any Leo, it could be a break in communication with family members, friends, or romantic partner, whether or not they're near or far. Okay. The trick side of the Eight of Swords here is to make sure that if there's something specific going on for you this week, that you're not building up unnecessary energies in your mind about, worrying over, as an example, it can almost be anything, but worrying over, it could be like with, what you're cooking for dinner or something like that. It's in a higher degree though, how something's going to turn out, if it's involving a relationship, or it could be involving business situationship. It could be a work relationship, anything. And then you're playing that energy out in your mind and putting an end result to it. Okay. 9 times out of 10, it never turns out the way that you played it out in your mind. So don't do yourself a disservice, Leo, unnecessarily. So, but if you're dealing with something like that, the Eight of Swords, like I said, try to reduce as many conflicting energies that are surrounding you, reducing the level of tension, nervousness, anxiety, and possibly somewhat of overthinking as well. Up next, we have the Major Arcana, the Death card. Really, the Death card is self-explanatory. I always say it's never indicates physical death. So, a lot of people get scared of the death card, but I actually like it because it involves some sort of major life transformation. And only that major life transformation is unique to you. You know what needs to come to an end, Leo, right? But I always assign the most simplest thing to the death card, and you could be just getting rid of, clutter that has built up over time, whether it's in your home, whether it's in your office. All right, but there's something that's ending, something new that's going to be taking place of that. Up next, now we have the Eight of Wands. News come in. It could be news that comes in that puts a smile on your face. Could come through a phone call. Eight of Wands is my communication card. Fast, rapid energy, usually positive, and always an element of surprise as well. So you could receive a phone call. You can receive something that's coming in the mail, and that may involve packages. If you order something online, or it could be packages coming from someone because they were thinking of you. Effective communication this week, whatever you have to express to anyone this week, Leo, will understand, comprehend the communication between you, and any communication coming from them towards you, you will do exactly the same thing. Some of my lines here that I'm reading for may be traveling this week, whether it's work related, vacationing, and if you are, you're going to be safe to and from. Also, the good news could come in the form of a text message. So keep that in mind. That may put a smile on your face. Up next, after the Eight of Wands, now we have the Temperance card. Temperance card, some of my lines that I'm reading for may use, it doesn't have to be the entire week. I guess I should have been saying that all along. So when it comes to me having to, as a matter of fact, I think Gemini had both the Temperance and the Empress card. I always say it's a re-pulling back of energies onto yourself, taking care of yourself, Leo, nurturing yourself. Um, it could be anything involving, um, yeah, like I said, nurturing, caring, loving yourself, knowing what your worth is, rebalancing type of energy. And if there is anything that has thrown you off balance, this Temperance card always comes back to throw reproportion the balance for you. Okay, it does also represent relationships, and I always read it that it's could be Mother Nature, and some lines that I'm reading for could just be spending some time outdoors enjoying Mother Nature and God's beauty. Nothing wrong with that. All right. So following the Temperance card, Major Arcana, now we have the Ten of Cups. So this is uh, definitely love and represents all relationships, definitely a family situation. It could be romantic partners, could be platonic friends. There's a reason to be happy again. And even number of cups, like the Six of Cups, emotionally should be a good week for you guys. Remember, we started off with the Eight of Cups. That's what you're moving away from, so you don't want to deal with anything emotional this week. So here we have the Ten of Cups, and to receive the Ten of Cups, because it's in the group of cards that I always read, then you may be already benefiting that love and support coming in, dedication, devotion from your romantic partners, from your family members, from your platonic friends. Could be your coworkers. All right. There's parties, celebrations, birthdays, anniversaries. All of that energy falls underneath the Ten of Cups. Someone could be getting married here as well. Up next, now we have your own card here. So it just doubles the strength of your reading, because whenever you have your own card here representing you, Leo, that means the reading becomes more intense. And this is usually in support of the other cards, a positive sense. All right. So feeling courageous, feeling strong, powerful. Any obstacles or challenges that you are faced with, you will overcome them. This too is like a great extreme of intensity, passion, and so forth. So there's nothing that's going to prevent you or stop you from doing whatever it is that you are about to do this week, because you have your own source of energy here to help you along the way. Up next, now we have the Queen of Pentacles. So money's looking good here. Underneath the Death card, when it comes to an ending, so it could be someone, retiring from work. Could be, someone retiring from work, cashing out. Could be someone leaving a job for a new job that's paying higher money and benefits. This Queen of Pentacles would represent the boss in the workplace environment, the creditors, or the attributes in itself and how people see you, that you're always there, dependable, reliable. These people are usually good money handlers, never selfish, never stingy. Doesn't always mean that when they offer their help that it's always involving money. Um, but they're good. They're dependable. All right. They like the finer things in life. This could be a job offer, pay raise. It could be bonus money. Following the Queen of Pentacles here for you, Leo. Now we have the major arcana, the Emperor. All right, so being in control this week, okay, most importantly, whenever the Emperor is drawn, I always talk about it represents authority, boss mode, leadership. So you could be, promoted following the Queen of Pentacles, promoted to a higher paying position, asked to lead over others. The character here I always assign that it could be attached to Leo. Father figure normally, and the father figure is now over on the other side. They may have been very authoritative. They may have also served some sort of time in the military, served time in the courts, could have been a police officer. They could have been a judge, lawyer. Very positive. So it's mostly all about you having to be in control of your own energies, even more so because it mirrors over here to your strength card. All right. All right, so that's what I have there. I normally throw additional cards, but I got another deck that I want to use just to see what else in terms of messages want to come up for you, Leo. And it's the Teacup deck. I used this in the past by Starry-Eyed Tarot 777. All right, so more messages for Leo. So for Gemini and Cancer, I threw 5 cards. So I'll do the same for you. All right, so controlling, what I say? Someone thinks they can control you, the situation, or people in general. This person could be a tyrant. Up next is happiness. Happiness is here or on its way, Leo, expressing gratitude, pleased. You're pleased with life. Following that, we have a fan. Can't keep your name out of their mouth, doesn't know you, but obsessed with your life. Wow. Next one up is soul contract. You are under a soul contract with someone, twin flame, soulmate, or karmic. Last one I have for you is someone here is carrying a big ego. Hopefully it's not you, Leo. Inflated sense of self, being self-centered, self-absorbed, thinking the world revolves around you. All right, so there's the messages for Leo for the week. Remember, it's just me interpreting these cards here for you, Leo. Always take what's going to work for you. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Always come back to get more of these messages from me, Leo. You guys have a safe, great week ahead, and I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.